Hey everyone, this is Levi, talking to you from Japan. As it's Easter time, I thought I would share with you some thoughts from the Easter story. But first I want to tell you a folk tale from Japanese legend. So you know how the ancient Romans and the ancient Greeks had these stories about the gods and how they would kind of fight together? Japan has the same thing. And one of the stories is about a sun goddess called Amaterasu. And the story goes that her brother one day annoyed her so much that she ran away and hid. But not like hid in a room, she went away into a cave and pulled a stone in front so no one could get her out. The problem was though, because she's the sun goddess, when she hides in a cave, all the light goes out. So outside, all of the other gods are freaking out because they can't see anything, they can't do anything, they don't know what's happening. Eventually they come up with a plan, and what they do is they find outside the cave and then they pretend to have a party. So they're singing and dancing and laughing. And then Amaterasu, eventually she kind of gets curious to see what's going on, and she pokes her head out the cave, and when she does, they grab hold of her, they drag her out, and they make her promise to never do that again. See, now the Easter story is, well, it's actually kind of the opposite of that. I mean, you don't have to live in this world for long to know that there really is darkness out here. There is war, there is fighting, there's anger and hatred and bitterness and jealousy. We need someone to come and to fight the darkness. And the good news of Easter is that Jesus is that light. Here's how John, one of Jesus' first friends, describes the story or introduces the story of Jesus to us. He says, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was with God in the beginning. Through him all things were made. Without him nothing was made that has been made. In him was life, and that life was the light of all mankind. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it." But the problem is, right, that actually the darkness is not just out there. The darkness is in our own hearts. When I was younger, when I was kind of in primary school and in high school, I kind of got the reputation of being Levi the nice guy. Like, Levi, you're really kind, you're really friendly. But the thing is that actually I could make people think that because I could hide all of the stuff that's going on in my heart. I could hide the jealousy, I could hide the anger, I could hide the greed. But only for so long, right? And if we're honest, that's what we're all like. We all have darkness within us. And that's why when Jesus came into this world, actually, people didn't like him. Because you can't hide in the light. The light shows what you really are. So when Jesus came, and he was teaching and he was loving people and showing people what it really meant to be human, actually people hated him for it. And they got one of his best friends to betray him, and they got people to lie about him so that they could arrest him. And they had him sentenced to death, and then they killed him, and they took his body, and they put it inside a tomb, which was basically just a cave with a slab of stone to lay the body on. And then they rolled a stone in front of the cave. So it seems then that actually darkness did overcome the light. Darkness has won. The one hope we had, the one light that we thought could bring hope and life to us, the one person who we thought could save us, is literally dead and buried. And all there is for us to do now is to put on a smile and do the best as we can, knowing deep down that actually the situation is hopeless. But actually no, because that's not how the story ends. Because Jesus did not stay in the tomb. God rose him from the dead. Angels rolled away the stone, and Jesus walked back out, bringing light and life back into the world. And so the hope for us is that if we trust in Jesus, we will never walk in darkness, but have the light of life in us. And the big important difference here is that with the story of Amaterasu in the cave, that's a myth. It didn't happen. But Jesus actually really came into this world. He really lived, he really was killed, and he really came back from the grave. So we can have real hope that if we trust in him, he will help us to take away the darkness in our hearts. And not only that, but one day he's going to come back and he will take away all of the darkness in the world. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. The good news of Easter and the hope that we have now is that in Jesus, light wins. So have a great Easter, and I'll see you all again soon.